In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of RINN English News with me, Niwachitsos. Iranian president has told the Spanish Prime Minister that Spain and the European Union in general should fulfill their duties and stand up to illegal United States moves at a time that Washington's sanctions have caused serious problems for the Iranian people in their fight against the coronavirus outbreak. On a phone call with Pedro Sanchez on Tuesday, President Hassan Rouhani said, under the current circumstances, relations among countries should be based on humanitarian principles, and hostile policies should be confronted. He added, "We are unfortunately witnessing the U.S. is still intensifying its sanctions against Iran under these highly tough circumstances and is even targeting the medical sector." The president noted, the U.S. has also voiced opposition to Iran's request from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, for $5 billion emergency funding to fight off the coronavirus. President Rouhani said the European Union and Spain are expected to adopt a stance on this illegal move. The president said the Islamic Republic is ready to share its experience in the fight against the coronavirus with Spain. The Spanish Prime Minister, for his part, said Madrid believes that the U.S. sanctions have had severe impacts on Iran's economy and the health situation of the Iranian people suffering from the coronavirus. Sanchez added, all European countries, including Spain, oppose the unilateral U.S. sanctions against the Islamic Republic. In another phone conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin later on Tuesday, President Rouhani said, Tehran and Moscow should make more efforts to strengthen cordial and strategic relations and implement bilateral agreements as soon as possible. The Iranian president also stressed the importance of expanding bilateral cooperation in the fight against the coronavirus and said the two countries' officials should try to carry out trade exchanges while observing health protocols. He expressed hope that all countries would succeed in containing the deadly virus in the near future through collective cooperation. The Russian president, for his part, said Washington's sanctions against Iran are a violation of human rights and slammed the West's double-standard policies in this regard. Putin added, the expansion of Tehran-Moscow relations should play a role in containing the coronavirus and said Russia welcomes enhanced strategic ties with Iran. Elsewhere, in a phone call with the custodian of Astana Quds Razavi, the Holy Shrine of Imam Reza, peace be upon him, President Rouhani appreciated cooperation and support of grand jurisprudents, or Maraje, scholars, and clerics, especially Hujjatul Islam wal Muslimin Marvi, the custodian of Astana Quds Razavi, with the National Task Force to fighting coronavirus. The president said speeding up the reopening of holy places and pilgrimage sites by observing health protocols has been and is one of the main concerns of the government. President Rouhani added, unfortunately, with the spread of this disease, the thirsty souls of those who love the infallible household of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon them, the Ahlul Bayt, were deprived of the pilgrimage to the holy shrines of the country. President Rouhani said, this cooperation, support, and resistance to some provocations was the ultimate help to the National Task Force for fighting coronavirus and preventing the further spread of the disease and maintaining the health of the people. The president added, we hope to be able to reopen the courtyards of the holy places with the cooperation of the custodian of Imam Reza's holy shrine as well as other holy shrines. The latest figures released by the Iranian Health Ministry show that 60,965 patients have recovered from the coronavirus and been discharged from hospital. In his daily briefing on Tuesday, Health Ministry spokesman said 1,297 new cases of the COVID-19 infection have been confirmed in the past 24 hours, bringing the overall number of cases to 84,802. Kianush Jahanpur said 88 people have died of the virus in the past 24 hours, increasing the death toll to 5,297. The United States Stocks are sharply lower on Wall Street, and oil prices are continuing to collapse as traders anticipate demand for energy to shrivel because of the widespread business, factory, and travel shutdowns related to the coronavirus pandemic. Omid Haydari has more.
The world remains awash in an oversupply of crude just as demand for it is suffering an unprecedented pullback. Major U.S. stock indexes were down about 2% in early trading on Tuesday. The selling was widespread across industries, and 96% of the stocks in the S&P 500 index fell. In another sign, investors were feeling nervous. Prices for the U.S. government bonds rose again, sending yields lower. The oil market plunged further on Tuesday on concerns over a collapse in demand as the pandemic leaves factories, cars, and airplanes idled around the globe. The extreme volatility in energy markets highlights investors' worries about the duration of the coronavirus outbreak and its impact on the economy. That is, in turn, weighing on financial markets more broadly, including stocks. The benchmark U.S. oil contract was down $4.78 at just $15.65 per barrel on Tuesday, having traded as low as $11.79 a barrel at the point. The drop comes a day after the price of oil fell below zero on Monday, partly due to technical factors as traders shifted from one futures contract to another. The U.S. oil contract for delivery in May settled at negative $37.63 per barrel on Monday, an indication that investors don't want to be left holding oil at a time when the storage facilities are almost full and demand is at its lowest since the mid-1990s. The tumult in the oil market reflects uncertainty over where the world economy will head as government began to loosen controls imposed to contain the coronavirus.
The developments in the oil market followed as Iranian First Vice President said the United States' tough sanctions targeting Iran's economy and energy sector have helped the Islamic Republic adapt to the historic oil market crash, which has seen the U.S. crude futures plunge below zero for the first time in history. In a Tuesday meeting with senior managers of Iran's Ministry of Roads and Urban Development, Ishaq Jahangiri said, crises and sanctions imposed by the United States of America have enabled us to develop the necessary readiness to run the country affairs under the current circumstances. Jahangiri added, Tehran has drawn up special plans and managed to adjust its budget to zero oil income. Jahangiri further said, the U.S. economy, which possesses 25% of the gross world product, has been selling its crude oil futures in negative territory since Sunday night. And this indicates that other world countries will not remain unaffected by the economic consequences of the coronavirus pandemic. He added, oil-producing countries such as Saudi Arabia will definitely encounter serious problems with crude, traded at below $70 a barrel. The Iranian vice president noted that even a deal announced last week between the OPEC and independent producers to cut output by about 10 million barrels per day from May failed to prevent a drop in oil prices. He warned that other businesses dependent on oil, such as the petrochemical and metal industries, would suffer the economic consequences of the coronavirus pandemic, asking Iranian universities and scientific centers to present scientific solutions in this regard. Jahangiri also urged the administrative bodies to develop proper plans to deal with the current circumstances. The coronavirus, COVID-19, is affecting 210 countries and territories around the world with 2,536,673 active cases, 174,579 deaths, and 57,571 people, that is about 3%, in serious condition. However, 686,212 people have recovered. Here's more.
At the same time, having CDC...
The World Health Organization, WHO, warned on Tuesday that any lifting of lockdowns to contain the spread of the coronavirus must be gradual, and if restrictions were to be relaxed too soon, there would be a resurgence of the infections. The WHO said lockdown measures have proved effective, and people must be ready for a new way of living to allow societies to function while the coronavirus is being kept in check. The total number of confirmed coronavirus cases in the United States has reached 803,575, with a total death toll of 43,663. The numbers have made domestic and foreign media skeptical over the management ability and the U.S.'s facilities to fight the virus. Concurrent with the increasing pressure on the U.S. President Donald Trump, pro-Trump protests against the quarantine is ongoing with Trump's green light. In a rare comment, Trump has said he has learned from coronavirus not to trust other countries and not to be dependent on foreigners. Meantime, Spain is the second most hit country with the new pandemic, with 204,178 cases and a death toll of 21,282. The COVID-19 death toll in Italy has surpassed 24,000, with 183,957 coronavirus cases. France has become the fourth country to register more than 20,000 deaths due to coronavirus, with 155,383 active cases. French authorities are worried that the virus may reach city water resources. Meantime, Germany reported 4,939 deaths since the beginning of the outbreak and has over 148,000 active COVID-19 cases. The death toll from the coronavirus in Britain has climbed to 17,337 on Tuesday, while the number of infection is over 129,000. Turkey, meantime, has surpassed China in its number of confirmed coronavirus cases as the tally rose to more than 95,000 by Monday, with deaths reaching at least 2,259. China's latest coronavirus update shows just 11 new confirmed cases on the mainland on April 20th, with no new deaths. China has 82,758 active cases. Meantime, Russia has reported 5 new coronavirus cases, with active cases standing at 52,763. 456 people have also died due to the virus in the country.
And on that note, we're going to wrap up this edition of RINN English News. Join us tomorrow at the same time, same place with the latest updates. Till then, take care and have a very great time. Goodbye now.